So welcome back to week 2 of half month black and white Strat ripoff month, right? We already knocked with Mr. Brownstone. He's back in action. He still won't leave me alone. Still won't leave me alone, Mr. Brownstone. Keep knocking. So now let's talk about this Epiphone. S-310 one of the last ones. Now let's talk about this a little bit fuller, because I got an affinity for these Stratocaster copies made by Epiphone, man, because my first ever electric guitar was an Epiphone ripoff Strat. Around 89, it had all black hardware. It had a headstock, the hockey stick on it. It was gorgeous, man. I love that guitar. I get sentimental even thinking about it, man. This is a 96 model, according to the serial number on the back. It's pretty good condition, actually, considering it's in bad condition. It's all yellowed out. I love the yellowed out stuff. Got the 2-point tremolo. It's got the Batwing headstock that somebody's actually painted over the Epiphone. Oh, selfie stick. You been drinking again? Did you go out last night and open it up with your friends? I told you had to work today. We talked about this before. Ship out or shape in. You know what I'm saying? I'll give the selfie stick another hand, man. The selfie stick. Listen to me, folks. We're going to get this guy back in action, man. Back in action. You know what I'm saying? This is like a good slap shot of the last sort of Epiphone, cheeseburger copy of like Fender products, because right in the mid-90s, they decided, hey, why are we making all kinds of rip-off of Fender guitars? We own all these Gibson trademarks. We should be making rip-offs of them. And they did. And they made it a lot, better off, getting all these, Les Pauls and stuff than these Stratocaster copies, man. You know what I'm saying? When in doubt, copy the clout, man. So I'm going to flip you around. We're going to get this guy, examined, looked at, finish off part 2 of half black and white Strat rip-off month, right? And, it's not part, 1 and 2 of the same episode. It's a whole month-long experience, half-month-long experience, 2 weeks. 2 weeks, dude. So I'm going to flip you around. We'll take a look at it. We'll be peaceful, be calm. We'll breathe in the air together. And we'll also celebrate in the wonderful, wonderful fact that life is good. Right? So, this SK8BK, whatever it is, I actually had the first incarnation from Korea. It was black on black. I've showed you it many times. Banana headstock, But it was essentially the same thing. This is just a nice Batwing headstock version. Now, it seems to be in pretty good condition. You know what I mean? For what's left of it. It's been played. It's definitely got some yellow to it. You can see in here, there's little, like, early emojis, man. See that unhappy face? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, it is what it is. That will leave. That's a little piece of cultural identity. Anyhow, one note about this particular instrument, I believe to be the case here, is that whoever had been playing it, there were no saddles on it at all, and I think they just strung it up, and they popped this bridge up. Yeah, the bridge is popped up to use that as the actual saddle piece. And it's probably definitely intonated like way out, but you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Now, I just thought this was black on white, you know what I mean? And I'm still thinking it might have been. And you can see that it's been painted over here. You can see like the brush marks, like a real thick coat of something. I just thought they were trying to get rid of, I believe there's an Epiphone metallic color there. Now, then I looked carefully as I was preparing this episode, and I saw, it looks like some red popping up through there. Some of these cracks, I saw some red. Even over here, you know what I mean? I see some red. So I was thinking to myself, maybe this whole thing's been repainted like rattle can. It's just so dirty, I can't tell. It's got a real thick layer of dirt on it. You know what I'm saying? Now, the dude was from Mexico, so maybe this guy who brought this caravan of crap up from Mexico. You know what I mean? And this happened to be in it. It looked like all dirty old stuff. In his little load, man. Got a dirty old load. So, the way we're going to play it on this particular episode, man, we're going to detach this neck, right? And then we're gonna sand this down so we see that Epiphone logo. You know what I'm saying? Sand it down a little bit. Maybe even put some light stripper, paint stripper, I don't know, acetone, something on there. Something on there. Let's get this guy off, right? Detached. See what the color was. The color of the headstock will determine the color of the body. You know what I'm saying? Because that Epiphone's probably done up in a nice little, you know, mother of pearl or silver or something. You know what I mean? I believe. I'd like to see it restored, man. Wouldn't you? Don't you feel the same way I do? Do you feel like I feel? See how that sloppy job was done here? What a sloppy slob. You know what I mean? What a piss poor Luther, man. No Martin Luther there, man. Alright, people. Let's detach the neck. I'll see you in a moment. Peace to thee. So we uncovered the headstock. Luckily it was black paint. We don't have to refinish the body. However, somebody was very vengeful against that trademark Epiphone, man. They really like dug into the, you know what I mean, finished almost down to the film. That little film there, man. Really bad scratch. Can't polish it out. It's too deep. This actually said Gibson at one point, but he also, you can see, scratched the Gibson out before he painted it. There was no saving that one. Though I have these in the archive. I have one that says Epiphone. I used to have a Gibson one. I don't know what I did with it. I would have fit it too. Yeah, these would be cool. You know what I mean? It's parts of drawer things, but this is a little bit too big, you see? A little bit too big, and I'd have to re-drill that hole. So I'm just going to go with the original, man. Yeah, fuck it, yeah. So the Epiphone, the Gibson wore off. But with this, man, with that scratch, it kind of bothers me a little bit. So I'm going to tape this around the sides here. Just tape it up real quick. You know what I mean? Mask it. Give it up 2 or 3 coats of this outside, man. Just try to even that Epiphone out. Just even it out. Even Steven, man. I'll see you in a minute. Alright, so I had quite a bit of painting going on there. I sanded it, wet sanded it down after it dried to a point where it's sort of like almost even here, almost, you know, not perfect. This media is very, very forgivable. Forgivable is what we're looking for, forgiveness. Shellac, man. Foam brush, give it a swirl, not a shake. A swirl like this, man, not a shake. You know what I mean? Don't shake your shellac. Let's do a couple runs on this. I'll see you on the peaceful side, man. Peace be with you. Peace be with you. Peace be with you. Peace be with you. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. So we did a lot of shellac running on it till it was up to code. You know what I'm saying? You can still see a little bit of scratch in there. You know what I mean? Some of the deep, deep scratches. You know what I mean? If you look real closely. Other than that, you know what I mean? It looks, you know what I mean, from here. You know what I'm saying? Nobody could be ever closer to me than that. I'm never going to play this guitar. Anyway. But if it was a, you know what I mean, valuable guitar or something, you know what I mean, that a project I was really, really intent on, I would have worked a little harder at it. But I think we did a good job for the most part. Once the shellac running was good, brought it outside, gave it a nice thick coat of this water-based poly. You know, and let that dry. Wet sanded it again. Brought it over here, oil sanded it up to 3000. Then rubbed it out, polished it out, and here we stand with a beautiful, you know what I'm saying, no wax yet, because we put a lot of stuff on there, like a lot of stuff, man. A lot of different stuff, man. But that's sometimes what you got to do. So let's get this tape off. You know what I mean? Clean up the edges while it's still a little bit sort of soft. Let this set, and I'll see you over in Body Town while this sets. There it is, the old body. Dirty old body. Dirty times. Dirty celebration. So what we got to do here, man, is we got to take a good look at this bridge. You know what I'm saying? There's some jacked offness going on here, man. Those should not be up like that, man. They should be level flush with the body. Now, I don't know if, you know what I mean, my theory is correct. And he basically pulled them up on purpose to serve as a saddle because he was missing all the saddles. Could be, you know, it could just be a theory. You know what I mean? Just popped up. You know what I mean? Being beat. You know what I mean? Smashed around. You know what I'm saying? Or he could have replaced them at some point. You know what I mean? And got ones that were too long. You know, any of these could be, you know what I mean, debated endlessly. But I don't really, you know what I mean? Can't give the answer right this minute. We might find it later on in the project. What we're going to have to do, though, oh, we're going to have to focus, man. You silly old phone, man. Thank you. We're going to have to unscrew this old cavity here, right? We're going to have to pop them springs off. And once we pop those springs off, we can unscrew this because this is under tension. Take it off, man. So let's do that now. Let's take a look into this matter. Alright, folks, so it came apart according to Hoyle. A little bit of rust, but it did come apart. The original owner had added a fourth spring and rearranged them. And I mean, I don't know if these were just not springy enough anymore. Seem to be pretty sprung. Maybe he wanted a little bit more tension. I don't know, man. Maybe something to do with this. I don't know. Let's just take some of these tap hammers and try to tap them down. You know what I mean? Tap them back down. I'll see you in a minute. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Right back down flush. Right back down flush. So while we're all disassembled here, let's pop open this pick guard, man. Let's take a look at the gizzards. Clean out those electronicals. Right? I know you like the gizzards. You like them. Peace be with you. Look after yourself. Peace be with you. Got a couple of real stubborn screws here. Because these electronics are testing out as perfect, nothing wrong with them, I'm not going to, you know what I mean, force those things out. We can get a good look, too. And we can get it up enough to get a good squirting in there. See, it's nothing to write home about. But it's got one of those weird sort of switches, though. It isn't one of those. See the switch over there? You see it? You see it? It's one of those Epiphone switches. They suck. They look cool, but they suck. I had to replace it on mine. Other than that, dime store pots. You know what I'm saying? Looks like they are Alnico pickups. There is no magnet on there, right? Scrape off some of that rust real quick. Put some electronic contact cleaner on these guys. We'll move about our business. I'm going to reseal it. I'll see you back on the table, folks. Alright, so we're sealed back up. We might as well just leave this for when we put the strings on because it is the 2-point sort of bridge. So let's clean this fucking thing off. It's filthy. Let's start by putting some phony Windex on it. You know what I'm saying? Get all the loose stuff off, and then we'll just spray it down with some phony furniture polish pledge kind of stuff. I'll see when it's all cleanly. Now, there's a way to unyellow these plastics. I mean, you can, I think, you set in like a tub of bleach, shine like a black light on it for 4 days or something like that. I don't know. Not gonna do it. Don't care. Kind of like it. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like that yeller. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to, you know what I mean, duplicate. But let's clean it off though, because I don't like the skiz. Look at that, folks. Look at that. We got a ball game here. Look at that mirror glass. Let's finish off the job with a little bit of Moms, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's just drag the carcass around and celebrate our victory. I'll see you when we're super shiny. Super shiny. Peace be with you. Happy birthday. Look at that, people. It's like glimmer glass, man. A glass a glimmering. A sheen and a shining. So although we're not going to put the bridge on there until we got it all assembled, ready to put the strings on there because of the, you know what I mean, thing. It's fairly dirty. So let's get it prepared at least. You know what I mean? We still got a couple more days to wait for that headstock to be dry. Let's take some steel wool and try to get this all chromed up again, man. Get that chrome active, man. See you in a hot flash, man. Oh, I can't deal with it anymore, Steve. What a difference some steel wool makes. Look at that. Look at that. Shining, glimmering from every angle, every which way but loose, man. That's great, man. So, now that that's been shined up, let's get some old saddles for it. We can see where the saddles pretty much rested. This is the kind of saddles that were on the original, like old Squire ones. You know what I'm saying? Nothing special. I used to have so many sets of these. Looking through eBay and Strat month, you know, I pretty much depleted my stock. This is the second to last one I have. Ditto these screws, man. It's hard to get a hold of, man. But I got them, man. I got enough, man. I got all 6. So let's get this guy set up appropriately, man. Let's set it up, man. I'll see when that's done. Or done, as the elites say. And there we go, man. That's picture perfect. Stock, you know what I'm saying? These are taken off of a mid-90s Korean Squire. I mean, they're perfect down to the springs, man. Down to the springs. So we're going to just put this away. You know what I mean? Wait another day or two till that headstock's dry, man. You know what I'm saying? This will pass as fucking stock, man. Totally stock. See that? See you in a day or two. My friends, and now it's time to finish up. It's been about 3 or 4 days since the last time we painted it. Maybe about 5 days, actually. I don't know. I can't even comprehend time anymore, people. So we took a look at the neck, put a little bit of a, you know, metal ruler to it, and we saw that we got a little bit of a back bow, man. Not a 4-bow back bow, man. So we got to loosen that truss rod. Let's peel this old tape out of here, painter's tape, man. And let's just loosen that up until we got a straight neck. Do a fret job on her, you know what I'm saying? Careful, you gotta be real careful on these maple necks doing a fret job, man. Rosewood, you with this, you gotta be like, you know what I'm saying? I see when we're all fretted up, man. There's some wear to these, you know what I mean? There's some wear. There's some serious, you know what I mean? There has been some playing on this guitar, you know what I'm saying? It looks like there actually has been a fret job done to it too, actually, now that I'm examining it. It looks like it has been sort of sanded down at one point. One pernt, man. See how they have like this one is like unfettered with, fettered with, unfettered with, fettered with. You know what I'm saying? He had his own system. Whoever his previous owner was. Sergio Galindo Mendoza Rodriguez. Capita. Anyway, man. Let's stop talking, man. Let's get walking. Let's get this thing all fretted up, man. Straightened out. I'll see it. See it at that point, man. Or I should say, see it that pernt. Look at that. Epiphone, man. Less scratches, man. So this is where not, you know, when cleaning off the fretboard comes in handy. Doing maple boards. Just a little tip for y'all. If you're doing like a quick maple board kind of thing, you don't want to tape it up. Just leave all the gunk on there, you know what I mean? All the shit. And then do your fret job, you know, to get them all even, and get the fret file, you know, get them all filed up very, very carefully, you know what I mean? You don't want to be like, you know what I'm saying, like I said before. And then what you're going to want to do is take a little piece of, you know, very fine grained steel wool, and just with like the ball of your finger, you know what I mean, clean up the frets, you know what I mean, like, you know what I'm saying, till they're shining, you know what I mean? And when you're done, you'll see there might be a little bit of maybe slight scratches around where you've done that. So what you do then, you just take the steel wool and you just do the whole damn fretboard very, very, very lightly until it's like sort of looks like this. You know what I'm saying? I haven't put anything on this at all. Nothing. You know what I mean? That's just straight steel wool. You know what I mean? So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to clean it all off the furniture piles. I'll try to stay away from here. But you know what I mean? I want to try to clean. This is kind of a mess now. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from here because that's all new. New paint, man. I'll see you when we're all done cleaning. So now it's time to be a man, my little Epiphone. Let's put some mom's cleaner wax. Nice thick coat of it all over this guy, including the headstock. You know what I mean? It's time. It's time, people. You know what I mean? Fretboard everywhere, man. Let's just get this guy smelling like a men's urinal. Which is what this smells like. I don't know why they call it mom's. I'll see you in a minute. Yes, oh yes, look at that. Gleaming. All the frets are beautiful. The headstock, gorgeous. So I actually put a little bit of synthetic wax, old mom synthetic wax, on top of the cleaner wax, on the just on the headstock only. Just because sometimes you'll get like a little bit of swirl action when you have multiple different kind of chemicals. You know what I mean? I kind of got rid of the swirl, man. Got us back into a regular old action Jackson, but just for that. You know what I mean? Don't use it very often, but when I do, I'll tell you about it. So we got some pieces here, man. Whole box of rusty and half rusty stuff. First thing we want to do is we want to clean this guy off with a little magic erase sponge. And then we're going to clamp him down, right? And while he's clamping, we'll take some steel wool to each one of these guys here. You know what I'm saying? And get them ready. Get them ready for their preview debut, man. So I'll see you after this is clamped. You know what I'm saying? If we've got the tuners back on there. Dig up that truss rod cover. I'm not sure what I did with it. Not too sure what I did with it. I will find it. It's somewhere around here. I got all the screws. I know that. So I'll see you once we're all, you know, reassembled on the neck side, man. Ooh, you're so naked on the neck, man. Mm. 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 The one thing I didn't notice until I was putting this back together is this nut is compromised, man. Broken, man. But it looks like it might work. I got plenty of these, though. You know what I'm saying? Plenty of these. If there's any problems, I'll just pop this guy off and glue a new one in there. I like to keep it original if I can, man. Just for the sentimentality of it all, man. Look at that, man. We got this guy shined up a little bit. You know what I mean? Got some rust knocked off of these old gals. Already talked about that friend a couple days back. So let's screw it back on the body, man. I'll see you when we're reunited and it feels so good. See that? Back to being one piece again. Back to being complete, man. You complete me, Epiphone. So anyhow, any which way, we're pretty much done here. You know what I'm saying? We just got to put this guy on. You know what I'm saying? And this goes with that pretty much. Trim plate. Got a whole bunch of these off of Amazon. Like a multi-pack, let's just put it that way. Pretty cheap. Claims that they're made in Mexico of US and German components. I don't even know if this is really made by Fender, man. Never seen any Fender product like this. Anyway, man. We're about to test them out, man. You know what I mean? So, I'll see you at the glamour shots, man. We'll set it up. We'll test it out. We'll talk turkey. You know what I'm saying? If you like talking turkey, you can talk tahini sauce. I don't care what you talk about. Peace be with you. Look after yourself. Peace be with you. And there it is, folks. Look at that. We actually have another excellent guitar. The black and white extravaganza. The S-310, whatever it is. Another winner, man. That maple neck is gorgeous. Reminds me of home. The only complaint I have about my process here were those phony Fender strings, man. They were not Fender strings. I got a whole bunch of them from Amazon. They all the unwound strings, G, B, and E, all non-microphonic. Meaning they didn't really, you know what I'm saying? All the pickups. Every guitar. I tried another guitar too. Like, what the fuck? After I strung this one up. And I'm telling you, man, the strings, they're like made for an acoustic guitar or something. I've had a couple sets of cheap, you know, Chinese strings. Always end up non-microphonic. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be careful, man. They can be shysters, man. They can be shysters, man. So I got another set of strings out of the box and everything. Everything's happy again, man. All kinds of wonderful flowers and singing dogs and pets and things like that. I can't ask for anything more, though, for a $10 guitar. It's now like a $40 guitar, $50 guitar, maybe a $60 guitar. Actually, I saw one of these sell in mint condition for like $200 on Reverb, man. Can you believe that? $200 for one of these? That was like the retail price. That was like the retail price. So, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking. You know what I'm saying? Nothing else to say. Let's hear it. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a listen. And then after we're done listening, we can all just go our own ways. And say to each other, peace be with you. Look after yourself. Look after yourself and peace be with you. That's it. Let's hear it. So there it is, folks. The Epiphone S-310. S is for Strat rip-off. 3 is for 3 pickups. And 10 is lucky number in Korea. I don't really know if any of that's true. I just made all that up. Yeah, I don't know what the S-310 means. I didn't even know it was called S-310 for sure until I checked the computer. And I owned one of these guitars before. It's my first guitar. So last week we started talking about Squeeze in our black and white extravaganza. We talked about Chris last week. We're going to talk about the great Glenn Tilbrook, one of my heroes. You know what I'm saying? One of the greatest singers, one of the greatest guitar players of all time, man. Bar none. A true great. Now, the song I'm about to play, because I'm a big Squeeze fan, Glenn has complained about the song since day one. He didn't like the recording of it. He didn't like the solo he put down. He didn't like the composition. He always complains about it, but he's played it at every show I've ever seen. He played it on every bootleg I've ever listened to, man. You know what I'm saying? That's one of Squeeze's biggest hits, man. It goes like this. There's a stain on my notebook where your coffee cup was, and there's ash in the pages. Now I got myself lost. I was writing to tell you about my feelings tonight, or a stain on my notebook that rings your goodbye. Oh, now she's gone, and I'm back on the beat. A stain on my notebook says nothing to me. Oh, now she's gone, and I'm out with love, out with a friend, with lips full of passion. Ooh, and coffee in bed. There you go, man. Glenn, peace be with you. I'll tell you a real quick story because I love this story, man. I just love to talk. I've met Glenn Tilbrook and Squeeze many times, man. The first time I ever met him, it was in '93. He's doing the Some Fantastic Place tour. '94 maybe. Stone Pony, Asbury Park. They were playing with Amy Mann. They had Paul Carrick with them. It was incredible. It was incredible. It was the best show I'd ever seen. You know, I was elated. And after the show was over, you know, I was like, I got to meet these guys. You know, I got to meet them. So I went outside. I found the tour bus. You know, we parked down the alley or whatever. And I walked the front outside tour. I looked in the window and I see Glenn Tilbrook in the bus. I was like, ooh, there's Glenn. There's my hero. And he walks right up to the window and he pulls his pants down. I see his bare ass. I'm like, ooh, that's a little bit too close to Glenn Tilbrook. You know what I mean? It's too close for comfort. I didn't need to see that. You know what I mean? Didn't need to see that. But I was like, let me get out of here because I don't want him to like see me look in the window like a weirdo, you know what I mean, while he's like walking around changing. So I walked to the front and I saw Paul Carrick, Chris Difford, and Keith Wilson hanging out with like 2 or 3 fans and like nobody there. You know what I mean? So I went, I was like, oh, I'm going to hang out with these guys. So I hung out with Paul Carrick, talked to him for like 10 minutes. Chris Difford, I talked to him for like 15 minutes. You know, it was great. I was like, when's Glenn coming out, man? You know what I mean? When's Glenn coming out, man? And then finally he came out and he seemed like a little annoyed, you know, like he didn't want to even hang out, you know. He just like, let me sign this autograph, let me sign that autograph, you know. And I was like, hey Glenn, you know, and I started asking questions like, yeah, whatever, you know. He just kind of blew me off. I was like, what? Am I a hero an asshole? And right as like this was happening, this homeless guy saw, like, you know what I mean, people starting to gather around and heard their British accents. Oh shit, this the Rolling Stones is here, man. Oh my God, I'm a lucky man. And he went over there and he had like a bottle in a bag. He was drinking, you know what I mean, some liquor. And he made Glenn Tilbrook, you know what I mean, autograph this dirty bag. You know what I mean? He said, hey man, I can't believe you, Keith Richards, man, person, man. How many bitches you fuck in your lifetime, man? He's like, I don't know. Glenn just ran back into the van, man. It was not fucking. It was not a fucking good thing, man. It broke my heart. You know what I mean? I was like, is Glenn afraid? Is he an asshole? But luckily I met him many, many times after that. He was a real cool guy, and he took a lot of time to talk with me. As a young Squeeze fan, I talked to him as an old Squeeze fan. I talked to him every time. I'm in the Glenn Tilbrook documentary when he drove around in the RV across the country. Man, I'm that big of a fan. I love you, Glenn. I love you, Squeeze. I love you, Epiphone. I love you, fans. I love you, Gitkitters. Peace be with you. Look after yourself. Please look after yourself.